Wow. Hey, hi, everybody. I am warm. I'm sweating. Oh my goodness. It's warm. It's warm. It's warm. It's warm. Woo. Let me cool off a little bit. Wow. 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 I didn't expect it to be this warm in the studio today, but it is. Hey, how are you doing? I hope everybody is good today. I'm certainly great. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I hope you are too. I'm trying to get comfortable here. That's why I keep moving around. Well, today we're going to do a question and answer. All right. I've been getting questions about ML Bailey consultants. I'm sorry. I'm trying to wipe some of this perspiration off of my face so I don't shine. Whew. Okay. Cut. Can I cut? No, I'm not going to cut. I'm going to keep going. Okay. So I've been getting questions about ML Bailey Consultants. I was speaking to a colleague, acquaintance the other day, and she said, "Well, Marcy, what exactly do you do? What is this? I like what you're writing. I love reading your blog and I'm watching your live, but what exactly are you doing? What is that about?" So I wanted to answer some of those questions for you and give you a little bit of clarity about ML Bailey Consultants. So one of the first questions that I often get is, what is ML Bailey Consultants? What is it exactly? ML Bailey Consultants is a company that I started in 2012. I began as a private practice, actually a part-time private practice. I'm a full-time school social worker, and I do psychotherapy in my own practice. I work with primarily with women who experience grief and loss and who have experience in stress. They have a lot of stress as well as anxiety and depression. I see most adults. I see both men and women. However, my practice, for whatever reason, gets a lot of female referrals, and I enjoy working with women, especially women who have experienced grief and loss. Excuse me. I guess this is kind of a rough beginning for me. I'm sorry. Who experienced grief and loss. So that's how we started. I started as a part-time private practice. I have since expanded my company to include stress management consultation. And I consult with both individuals as well as with companies in the areas of stress management and relaxation. At one time, I offered group relaxation sessions. I did a 30-minute relaxation session with groups. And currently, I offer individual relaxation sessions, virtual individual relaxation sessions. So, ML Bailey Consultants is a company that I started, and we provide psychotherapy as well as consultation in the areas of stress management and relaxation. So, who do I serve? Who do I serve? As I said earlier, um, in terms of my therapy practice, I see adults, I see some adolescents, but for the most part, my practice focuses on adults. And I do some limited family counseling. As it relates to my stress management services, again, I focus on women, primarily women who are sandwiched between their children and their aging parents. Those women who are just find themselves pulled in many different directions because they're trying to manage a household, their own household, and they have to provide assistance and support to parents or other family members who are getting older. I also, with my stress management and relaxation services, I also focus on individuals who are starting or growing side hustles. And a side hustle is a business and a business and entrepreneurial venture that is done apart from your full-time job. And I do that because that's me, right? I have a full-time job and I also have a side hustle business. So I know the stresses that come with that. So I provide stress management services and support to individuals who, especially women who are working full time, but who are growing a side hustle business. The third target of my services are social workers. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I know the stresses that come with being a social worker, especially a social worker who works in social services, in the medical field, or in schools. So I provide stress management and relaxation services to social workers. So those are the three primary targets of my services, my stress management and relaxation services. I also have to add that MO Bailey Consultants has two um, online resources. One is the Real Social Workers online magazine, and that is a magazine type blog that targets social workers. We provide solutions to the everyday concerns that social workers have. The other resource is happyhalfhour.club, and this is a blog for hardworking professionals who want to be happy. In happyhalfhour.club, we provide stress relief and stress management tips and information. So these are two online resources that we offer to people who follow us as well as to our clientele. Real Social Workers online magazine and happyhalfhour.club. And these are two free resources. So what are some of the professional struggles that I have as a full-time worker and a business owner who is growing a part-time private practice and consultancy? And my part of my struggle in growing this business is finding the time to do it, finding that time. I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm managing a household. I'm also providing support to my mother, who is much older. She's in her 80s now. And so I find myself being pulled in so many different directions, and it can be very stressful. It can be stressful on my full-time job, trying to focus on my work from my 8 to 5 or 8 to 4:30. And then when I leave to go directly to my private practice and be present with my clients. So that's a struggle that I have. And I know that it's a struggle that many of you have if you are someone who is trying to grow a side hustle like I am. And it can be a struggle because oftentimes it can be lonely too. It's very hard to connect with other people who are in your profession or your field of choice, because if they're working full time, by the time you start working on your stuff, they're done for the day. So it can be a lonely journey. So my struggle is finding the time to really put into my side hustle the way I want to. Um, Finding time to provide apart from my private practice, I find that I'm fully present when I'm with my clients, but the other part of my business, finding time to grow it, providing the quality that I want, it takes much longer. Also, being able to connect with other professionals who are doing similar work so that we can support each other. That's a struggle that I have. The other part of my struggle is probably a personal struggle because I get stressed out. The stress management consultant gets stressed out. And I'm often asked, how do you do it? How do you find the time? How do you manage? How do you keep from pulling your hair out? And um, I go through times when I am focusing on myself, but I find that I'm not always consistent, and I know that that is a struggle. It's something that I personally have to work on, making sure that I set aside time to take care of me. For example, this afternoon, I made a point of coming home and getting out my yoga mat and doing yoga. I love yoga. It makes me feel good. It makes my body always feels great after I've done it. But what happens with me is I'll say, "Ooh, I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock to do yoga." Or when I get home, I'm doing other things. So it's very hard for me to carve out that time. Well, today I made a commitment to set aside time to do yoga, and I'm going to do it when I get home. When I'm done with my 8 to 5, when I'm done with my 5 to whatever it ends up being in my private practice, I'm going to come home and I'm going to do yoga because I know it's going to make me feel better and it's going to help to pull me back to where I need to be emotionally, mentally, as well as spiritually. So that's a personal struggle that I have, making sure that I carve out time for my own self-care. Well, that's it for today. I wanted to answer some of those questions. Certainly shoot me an email if you have other questions about ML Bailey Consultants. If you'd like to find out more information about us, go to our website at www.mlbaileyconsultants.com. You will find links to the Real Social Workers online magazine, to happyhalfhour.club, as well as to our social media. So we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And as always, take good care.